In a world where every tech YouTuber ever is uploading their own iPhone event recap videos when you could just sort of kind of go watch the Apple event yourself, we have made it even lazier. Here's just 3 things from today's event that I liked and I think you should like too. So let's like them in this order. Coming in at number 3 is the new Apple Watch Double Tap feature. Yes, just the feature itself and not any of the watches for obvious reasons. In fact, the cleverest among you may have noticed that this new feature is not new. Apple actually debuted the first trial run for Double Tap all the way back in 2021 on watchOS 8. It was in there, but just as an accessibility feature. So now, fast forwarding back to today, it is available as a core feature on Apple Watch Series 9 and Apple Watch Ultra 2. And Double Tap is great. It allows you to interact with all sorts of Apple Watch interactables by simply doing a little tap, tappy, tap, tap with your pointer finger and thumb. This action is going to let you answer calls, stop timers, and so many other Apple-y things without ever having to touch your Apple-y watch. This is especially useful if your fingers are gross. Like if you're a garbage man, or if you're me. Honestly, this feature is so cool that it got its own spot in this video, but it does come with some super not cool news, and that is that this feature, supposedly, according to Apple, requires the latest chip. So this is only available on Apple Watch Series 9 and Ultra 2. Don't care what kind of other Apple Watch you got, this ain't for you, honey. Personally, I think that is a load of malarkey. Alright, just give it to everyone, you weirdos. As a really cool, quirky benefit, it also looks like you are pinching an invisible nipple, just like beep. So, benefits all over the place. Thanks, Tim. Moving on to numero 2, number 2, second, is iPhone 15 Pro. And this is a big number 2. Not in like a poop kind of way, but in a commanding presence kind of way. This is a big deal. We got titanium and USB-C. This is a big leap for iPhone, and all while keeping the price at the starting $999 per usual. First, let's tackle the USB-C of it all. As expected, all of the new iPhone 15 models are coming with USB-C, but the Pro models specifically will be getting some super cool features involving wired connections to Mac that utilize the increased transfer speeds of USB-C. Now, the rumors kinda got this one wrong. We didn't get Thunderbolt. Instead, USB 3 speeds. But this allows for things like super high quality photos instantly transferring to your image editing software of choice, and generally being able to move ProRes footage at an acceptable speed at least. Thanks, Apple. Speaking of things that they waited entirely too long to give us, titanium. Thanks to the change from stainless steel to titanium, the iPhone 15 Pro will be a tad bit lighter. Couple that with the design change that brings a lovely brushed, rounded design to the sides of the 15 Pro, and we get a total delight for our little handsy hands. I'll tell you what, one rumor that did end up seeing the light of day is this new action button on the Pro models. Also pretty neat. The mute switch that has been around since the beginning of iPhone is no longer. Long live the action button. You can map this puppy to launch your camera, launch the flashlight, launch the magnifier, launch voice memos, toggle focus modes, but of course, you could also use it to turn the phone on silent mode like you could with the mute switch. Although I wouldn't have put it past him to give us an action button that does everything but mute the thing. We have slightly thinner bezels on the front of this thing, giving you a more immersive iPhoning experience. We're also getting a better overall camera experience, bumping the default photo size to 24 megapixels for more detailed goodness. The main camera sensor is upgraded to 48 megapixels, which matches the rumors, and that's nice, but Apple is using pixel binning, and the output actually ends up being 24 megapixels of an image. You'll be able to take better macro shots with the wide-angle lens upgrade, and the new telephoto camera is, it is underwhelming, to say the least. The standard 15 Pro model, as expected, is keeping its typical 3x optical zoom telephoto lens, but the Pro Max this year, that gets a new camera, and the rumor of a periscope camera that we have heard about all year is not that. It's literally not a periscope lens. This is just a static but better telephoto camera, only giving about 5 times optical zoom as compared to Samsung's 10 times optical zoom. The new A17 Pro chip is pretty spicy though. It boosts everything from loading speeds to graphics performance and promised the same, if not slightly better battery life. The attention to gaming in particular during this event was also a nice touch. Absolutely mind-blowing that games like this can run on a telephone now. On the topic of chips, let's touch on the new U2 ultra-wideband chip, which is present on all of the new iPhone 15 models and the new Apple Watch Series 9 and Ultra 2, as expected. This chip gives a major boost to accuracy for things like Find My, whether you're locating your lost friends at an event or you're trying to find your missing Apple Watch. The U2 chip will make a serious difference if you keep losing people and losing objects like me. I once lost my cousin in a Target for 3 days. So, what? It's fine. He had snacks. All right, number 1 on my list, and this might surprise you, but I really think the base model iPhone 15 stole the show this year. Why, yes, I will give you a moment to be shocked. Are you good? Okay. For starters, iPhone 15 gets a much-needed redesign this year. Sure, it doesn't get titanium or anything like that, but we are getting USB-C and lovely, slightly curvy edges with that usual soft touch, almost satin-like aluminum finish. Good God. And the back of these phones is getting that super nice premium frosty matte glass that's coming down from the Pro models from the previous years. It blends super nicely with this thing. On the front, an even bigger change. They've brought Dynamic Island down from last year's iPhone 14 Pro, and stealing more goodies from 14 Pro is the new camera on the base model iPhone 15s. Basically, last year's Pro level camera brought down into a wonderful base model iPhone package. Like, I don't know if you're keeping track, but these are major upgrades as compared to like last year's base model 14s. These are major improvements. For people that buy the base model iPhones every year, their software experience is going to change dramatically just by upgrading to this phone, because now they get Dynamic Island. Last year's iPhone 14 sales were well, not great. The Pro models really do be like that sometimes. While the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max were on back order for a lot of last year and this year with multi-month delays, we were all basically tripping on all the extra iPhone 14 base models. It was clear Apple kind of missed the mark on this one. The base model last year was just not a compelling enough package. But this year, iPhone 15, iPhone 15 Plus, bit of a different story. Apple basically made all of the necessary changes to the base model iPhone 15 this year. I really think that, for once, the base model everyday non-Pro iPhone really is the phone we should all be talking about. Yeah, I know, we jokingly refer to the base models as the poor people iPhones on this show, but I mean, for real, all joking aside, I think for most, well, everybody, this might be the phone to get. It's got all the goodies. USB-C, a pro-level camera, a faster chip, even if the chip and camera are the ones from last year, all for $100 less than iPhone 15 Pro. That's pretty compelling if I do say so myself. I'm still gonna buy the Pro model though, because, you know, I'm a YouTuber person.